All right, you guys. So I'm about to motivate the hell out you. And I'm literally talking to myself in the process of talking to you. So my hope is that you receive this. I don't know about you, but I'm all I got. I'm literally all I have. I didn't come from a family of money. Okay? I didn't come from a big family rather, right? My family is very small. It's my brother. I grew up with my grandma, which was my mom's mom, my mother, and my brother. That's all I grew up with. Me and my brother, we don't speak. My mom, she lives with me. Um, I'm all I got. I'm literally all I have. And my grandma, she passed years ago. I told y'all in another video. And I lived the 9 to 5 life before. I've lived it. I, when I was in high school, I had a job. I worked at Burger King. That was my first job. Went to college. I had little dead-end jobs like Chick-fil-A on campus. When when I was coming home for summer break, I would work at Martin's and McDonald's, stuff like that, little grocery store, fast food type jobs. And then when I graduated college, I had a job towards my degree. Hated it. It was the worst 6 years of my life. Quit during COVID. Been a full-time creator ever since. I've lived the life of 9 to 5. And I know what that comes with because I have experienced what it's like to not be in a 9 to 5. It's like let's say you, okay, I'm vegan now, so this doesn't apply, but let's say you had a steak, right? And the steak you first tried, it was good. You ain't never had steak before. You liked it. It was a little thin ass steak. It was good. Okay. But then you went to Ruth Chris. And you experienced top tier premium state of the art steak. Okay? Now that little ass steak that you got from Walmart, shit ain't that good. That's literally how I feel with entrepreneurship. When you've experienced freedom, when you've experienced setting your own schedule, when you've experienced making money for yourself, the idea of even potentially going back to that is not an option. And because I'm all I have, I gotta make the shit work. I got to make it work. I don't have anyone I can call if I need money. I don't have anywhere I can go if I get put out. I don't have anyone who can give me a ride if my car gets repoed. I am literally all that I have. And the weight of that can be extremely stressful. And when things don't go your way, or you're giving it your all, you're pouring into your craft, and you just don't feel like it's working. You go hard, hard, hard every single day from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Every single day. You gotta make it work. Because there is no plan B. See, when you have a plan B, you don't go hard. There's no need. Because if this doesn't work, I can always do this. If this don't happen, I still got this. Right? There's no plan B. This is plan A through Z. And I'm telling you this because a lot of times we think in our head we're doing all we can do. That's what we have convinced ourselves, because you still got plan B. When you don't feel like it, that's okay, because you still got plan B. But when plan A is all you have, it's a different type of hustle. It's a different type of energy. It's a different type of accountability that comes with only having a plan A. That's why I go so hard. That's why y'all see me all day long. If you've been following me, you see me on YouTube all day. You see me on TikTok all day. You see me on Instagram all day. You see me everywhere all damn day. Because this is all I have. And I've been I got these dreams in my head of how my life will look one day. And the thought of even going back to a 9 to 5 is impossible, because I know that if I ever go back to a 9 to 5, I will never get to my dream. I'll never get there. Never get there. Because a 9 to 5 keeps you trapped. Your mindset is different. You don't even have time for yourself when you work a 9 to 5. You get up, you go to work, you're around people that you hate, who hate you back. You get off work, you got like an hour or two, you got to go to bed, you got to do it all over again. And when you constantly live in that cycle, it is so hard to escape it. Because then not only that, you are around other people who got that same lack mentality, because you are around your coworkers more than you're by yourself. That energy of being around people who are negative, who gossip, who talking shit, who putting you down. You're around that all day. And then you got to go home and try to work on something for yourself and try your best to ignore everyone around you that you're around all day. That's how you stay trapped. Notice nothing in my life started to really transform until I left my 9 to 5. I didn't lose over 100 pounds till I left. I didn't change my mindset till I left. I didn't start making more money until I left. I didn't start believing in myself until I left. I didn't have discipline, accountability, consistency until I left. I had been trying to start businesses while I was there, because I knew after about year 1, I knew I couldn't stay there. The problems were rolling in. People were mean to me. I was getting written up after write-up, write-up after write-up. I knew I was broke already. I knew I couldn't stay there. And of course, I applied to other jobs. No one was going to pay me what I was making there, so I felt trapped. I could barely afford the lifestyle I had, so the thought of going to another job to make less wasn't even really an option, at least at the time. Not for the headspace I was in, no. So I just sucked it up. I worked there every day. But I had tried all these different business ideas before. I tried to be a realtor. I was like, maybe I'll go back to medical school, because my bachelor's degree was in biology. I was like, shit, maybe I'll go back to I'll go to medical school. I was like, I'll go to law school. I had a clothing brand. I had all these ideas and these businesses that I wanted to try and do, but I lacked consistency. I lacked accountability. I didn't have the discipline that I have today. I could have achieved any of those things, but I didn't have the tools, the mindset tools, so nothing ever got accomplished. It wasn't until I was by myself, working on myself, where I learned the art of discipline, the art of patience, the art of being held accountable, the art of going off of the plan and not the mood. It wasn't until I got by myself where I learned what I needed to learn about me to become the entrepreneur that I am today. But I'm still not where I want to be yet. But the only reason why I feel like I'm able to keep pushing and keep going, go, is because I'm all I got. There's no plan B. And it amazes me how I have been able to pivot when it's time to pivot and still keep a roof over my head. Still be able to eat. Still be able to make sure I have the basics, if nothing else. Yeah, there's been months that were hard, where I didn't even know how the hell I was going to get out of it. Like, broke. broke. Entrepreneurship is not what people try to paint like it's just this perfect life and you go on all these vacations. It can be, and it will be, but no one ever talks about the grinding period. And then on top of your money not always looking right, you don't even have anyone who you can talk to about what you're struggling with, because all they're going to tell you to do is go get a job. That's all they're going to tell you to do. Just go back to work. But you know what that comes with. And you know that if you go back to work, you're never going to get out. So you got to keep all this stuff just bottled in. You kind of just got to suck it up. And you got to just keep going, because no one even sees your vision like how you see your vision. No one can even fathom a life that you are fathoming. The freedom that you're working towards every single day. Most people can't even begin to imagine that because they live in lack and scarcity. And that's what's waiting for you at a 9-to-5 if you give up. If you keep relying on plan B and plan C, that's what's waiting for you. At that 9-to-5, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get lack. You're going to get scarcity. You're going to get negativity. You're going to be trapped. But you keep living your life like, well, if this doesn't work out, I have this. If this doesn't work out, I have that. No, you don't. If you really want what you want, you have to make it work. You got to make it work. You can't have the mindset of, oh, if this works. No, you got to make it work. You got to give it all you got, because if you don't have anyone else to depend on like me, you don't have a choice but to make it work. You have to make it work, which means you have to get up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you doubt yourself, you still have to get up and keep going. There's no plan B. There is no plan B. It's plan A or it's nothing at all. That's the energy you have to have if you really want to get to where you want to get to. You ain't got no one to call. And because that's the energy I have adapted over these 5 years of entrepreneurship, that's how I keep going. That's how I keep winning. That's the secret. That's the secret. There's no plan B. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. And I look back at some of my hardest months, and I'm like, how the hell did I survive that? How the hell did I pay? How did I even finagle? How did I rob Patrice to pay Paula on that month? How? By the grace of God. That's how. And because despite how I felt, I kept pushing. I kept pushing. Y'all, make sure y'all join my Glow Up Academy. The link is down below in the description. Glow up. Mindset. Tools. Digital products. Content. Everything that I have learned and pushed through these past 5 years of being a full-time entrepreneur are the same tools that I'm giving you so that you can do it too. No discipline? Fine. You're going to get it. You ain't got accountability? Fine. You're going to get it. You don't have a product? You don't know how to create your content? You don't know how to build your audience? No worries. Because you're going to get it in the academy. The link is down below in my description. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Did anything I say resonate with your spirit and vibrate with your soul? Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, you guys.